Vevor, they reached out to us and they asked us if we wanted to review one of their things. So we looked through their plethora of stuff, which they make everything. If you want to go look them up, we'll have the website and everything there. But we decided on a portable bandsaw, because why not? You know, so I'm gonna use it on the red truck that we're doing the LS swap in. There's videos for that too. And I'm going to make coolant pipes out of aluminum, and we're going to use the bandsaw to chop it. I will say, I like when companies send stuff pretty much assembled, because it just makes it easier for me. Looking at it for the first time, this does have a decent size gap where you can fit something. So as of right now, I do believe that we can do something that's a 5-inch either tube or square. The only thing that I'm kind of curious on, so this is you know, for the adjustment, right? And then it locks. However, it locks in a position that's higher than the pedestal of what you're going to be cutting. So hopefully we can just loosen this and flip it or something. They provided Allens, because I'm guessing that's what most of this goes together with, other than the #1 Phillips that's there. And then I think I gotta take this off to get the saw blade in there, but does this, oh, it does slide, look at that. Simple. So then back, yep. All right. All right, I guess the next thing is start cutting and hoping it works. Didn't need much setup, plugged it in. It's got a little light for if you're in a bad light situation. We're gonna see how this does on this 3-inch aluminum tube. I mean, that was really simple, honestly. Blade's not hot. There are some things that I gripe about, right? Like the cord would be cool if it was on the other side. I'm sure it's fine if you unbolt it from this mechanism, the chopping part, and then the cord is the way you want it. But on the chopping part, you know, I had to route it through the handle to keep it kind of out of the way. There was this little piece back here. I did find out that you can just unbolt it and it's splined, so you can actually move it the orientation you want, because you know, it does get close to the pipe when you actually set it into the position. The other thing that I noticed when I was cutting, it didn't seem to be cutting straight, like it would cut downwards and then taper away from the tube. So it would cut straight this direction, but not straight this direction. And we actually have someone that's close by, and I've used theirs. They have a several $1,000 bandsaw that's much larger. It's bigger than this table, actually. And he said that if you cut a tube like this on that bandsaw and you don't have it set, because that one you can change how fast it cuts. If you don't have it set to cut as slow as possible, it will also do the same not straight cut on the downward sweep, because this gets pressed on it and it bends. So if it doesn't cut straight downwards, it's because you're going too fast. If you're looking at something that's small, this is seeming like it. It took me a while to find something on the internet that actually showed me an easy way to do pie cuts yourself. Granted, having something like this makes it much easier than a big, you know, regular chop saw. But, so you have a mark, okay? You put a piece of tape around the pipe. You mark the tape as it's around the pipe on two sides of the tape. So that way when they overlap, they line up. You take the tape off, put it down, measure the distance between them, mark half. So you mark half, that way when you put the tape back around the tube, you now have one side and then the other side, that way it's even. And then you just use a straight edge, mark one line, mark the other line, and that's how I got this one. And there's an identical one on the other side. Last, I put a piece of tape on my little clamp here, and I put the mark on that. That way when this cuts and I go to the next one, all I do is move it forward, flip it to match that line up, and then it's now the opposite pie, which you'll see at the end. Couple more of those and we'll have a turn. I've finished doing some stainless steel pie cuts, some aluminum pie cuts, and I will say for the average enthusiast, which granted, we are an actual shop. The stuff I'm doing here isn't for fun, this is customer work. It's a very good machine. Granted, it is on the cheaper side, so, you know, some things aren't, you know, like this piece right here probably can't drop 150 pounds on it. But like places where it needs to be, the base here where they do the adjustment and how it pivots, that's very beefy. And the saw itself, I mean, it cut 6 pie cuts out of stainless steel, which if you've ever tried to cut stainless steel, it's not the easiest thing to cut through. So it did really good, and it did them one right after another. If you're in the market and you're looking for one of these things, this is way worth buying. It's a reasonable price and it'll do most anything a hobbyist or even someone who does this not all the time, but periodically, for them to do. If you want, you can also check out some of our other videos on our channel and see, you know, what I'm using this for and some of the other stuff that we build on. Because like I said, we are an actual mechanic shop. This isn't just a review from someone who doesn't do this all the time. They've got some cool stuff. I'm gonna look at more of the stuff they've got and see what else I might wanna try, because this is definitely an A+ in my book.